Hello guys, hope you're all doing well. Today's lecture is about one of the most, let's say, well-known phenomena of linguistics that has been or that has attracted attention of many scientists and linguists interested in languages and varieties and studying codes. So this idea or this topic is about diglossia. Diglossia, or the concept, has first appeared with Charles Ferguson in 1959. I'm going to show you the article and follow throughout the article in later processes of the presentation. Now, the first or the term has appeared with Charles Ferguson in 1959, where he has studied 4 different languages in all over the world where the diglossic situation appears. He states that, for the definition, he says that diglossia is used to refer to a situation or a linguistic situation where 2 varieties of one language or the same language, they exist side by side. That is, they coexist together in the same time, in the same space, and in the same situation throughout the speech community. And each code or each language or each variety has a definite role to play. This means that diglossia is a situation where there is a language, and this language has 2 varieties. So in his article he states or more. I will give you examples. That's 2 varieties or more of one language. It is exercised in the speech community, and then within this speech community there are different roles associated to each code or to each variety separately. That is, in a given variety has a given role, the other variety has another role, and roles cannot overlap as each one is assigned a given function. That in some circumstances or situations or contexts or conditions we can use only one code but not the other, or if we use the other variety in this context, it's going to seem, let's say, inappropriate. So in this case he states that the diglossic situation refers to the existence of 2 varieties of the same language. They coexist in one speech community, but the members of the speech community assign different rules of use of each code in a given context, in a given situation, for some purposes. That is, the purposes are definite. Where to use this code, where to use the other one. This is one. He also states that, or makes a division between what is a high variety and what's a low variety. And he mentions further that the high and low varieties are varieties of the same language. I insist on this, that we have one language and we have 2 varieties of the same language, but those 2 varieties are distinct, that one is high, the other one is low. Generally, he associates the high variety as a superposed variety and it is the standard language, whereas the lower variety is mostly or refers to the different regional dialects spoken in this speech community. He states that they are linguistically related but significantly different from one another, and this difference is in the function used or exercised by one code and not another. It has been argued that a diglossic situation exists in a society when it has 2 or more codes which show clear functional separation. They all agree that there is a separation between those 2 codes or those varieties of the same language. I can give you an example. We take Arabic as an example. Arabic is, of course, a language, and this language can have more than a variety, actually, 2 varieties or more. These varieties, according to Ferguson, are or can be classified as high varieties and low varieties. The high variety is the superposed language or the standard language, which is classical Arabic, whereas all the other regional dialects or regional varieties are called low varieties because they go to a low or below the high variety. They are used in other circumstances, in lower circumstances than the superposed variety, which is very high. And then they are assigned different functions, whereas standard Arabic is, for example, designed to be used in most and in educational settings, in giving a lecture, in something very formal and very high, in poetry, in something that is more sophisticated. Low varieties are used in informal settings and in informal, like casual speech, where there is no exaggeration for the use of the language. So this is the definition of diglossia. And we should also pay attention to or make reference to bilingualism. Now we are talking about varieties of the same language. I insist on this, like the two varieties of the same language, whereas bilingualism refers to two different or distinct languages. Now I will go to the article and show you how he has made the difference between each or the use of each variety and the different criteria that differentiate and distinguish between high and low varieties.